create this snapshot report. Now, as I create this snapshot report, it's going to be pulling in data, so it's not going to be 100% accurate. So, Little Grouse, this is the one that was just created. It's associated to me as the salesperson. Now, this is just from the accounts page here. You can see I can click into the account. That's one of the ways that you can leave notes on it, but I want to mention these spots here from the accounts page. There's lots that you can do. So I can go in and view and customize the snapshot report right from here. I could actually add them directly to a campaign that's been created. I could send a contact an email, I could call, I can create a meeting, or I can actually log an activity here too. So if I'm making outbound calls, I want to have all my notes in one place, then I can do this right from here. I just want to mention, let's see if this will allow me to do it. I just turned on dictation as well, so now it's taking notes as I'm going through. A really easy way to have notes on what your call was, or the way, any notes that you want to have here, you can talk through and keep those notes. You can do that from a mobile device as well. So if you're on the road a lot, you want to do this from your phone, you want to access this and you want to keep notes, or you want to access those sorts of things, or an iPad or whatever it is, that's all accessible from a mobile device too. So as I go into the account, we can see the note that I just left, although it auto-corrected something to doofus, so you got to be careful when you're leaving a note in there. But you can see the account, Little Grouse. There's not a lot of activity here, but I want to look for the snapshot report. So under reports and documents, this is where I can view that snapshot report from. It's going to show me a preview of it first. Now, this is a very fresh report, so it needs some time to pull in that data. It hasn't even been 5 minutes yet. But what I do want to show here is that ability to customize it. So as I go into view, this is a major difference between creating a snapshot report in Partner Center and creating a snapshot report in Sales and Success Center, is this ability to customize it. So that's why it's so important to take note of this, and why this area of the platform is so important. There's lots of things that you can customize here. It's really great level of customization. You could actually turn off any of the grades and the overall score. You could turn off the secondary grades. You can turn off the images. We've got a bunch of different video styles. So this is set to legacy, but maybe I want the newer North American voiceover, or I want to use a British voiceover. And then we even have it in some different languages, and you can select that right from the top. You can set up a meeting scheduler right in there, so that when you email out a snapshot report to someone, there's an easy link to set up a meeting from there. You can set up some local SEO keywords, and when you show that keyword in the SEO section, then that's the keyword that it's going to show what their progress looks like. So, we're looking at a restaurant here, so I want to make sure that it's restaurants in Saskatoon, similar to what I searched for. So I can update that keyword. I could add competitors in here. And then as I go through it, then I could customize the sections that I want to show in this snapshot report. So let's say I want to keep it, fairly basic here, and I want to show listings, reviews, and social, and website. So I can go down here to e-commerce, and I can turn off a full section. How you do that? I'm going to turn off advertising, and I'm going to leave this here. But maybe one of the things that I want to do is I want to match this snapshot report to the customer journey. And if you haven't seen the customer journey, we're going to go through it in a workshop later today as well at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So keep an eye out for that. It's called Breaking the Ice. But if I want to match these to a little bit closer then maybe I have SEO and listings first, and then reviews, and then I move website in front of social, and that matches the customer journey. So you can change around where each of these sections live so that it matches your narrative a little bit more, your presentation style, that sort of thing. So you can even go as far as turning off some of the smaller sections in here. Maybe you don't want this message at the bottom, you turn that off. Maybe you want to show 3 out of the 4 of these things. Like you don't want to show the volume of reviews found per month, you can turn that off. Like I said, tons of customization so that you're presenting the kind of information that you'd like to in the snapshot report. What that's going to do as you start turning off sections, it is going to affect what the overall score is as well. So keep that in mind. If they've got 1 F and you wanted them to have a better score, you can turn off that F and it's going to affect that overall score right here at the top. So lots of customization there. You could even, like for this SEO message, you could edit this message and say what you'd like to say in that. Now, in Partner Center, what you can do is you can create a default of this. So let's say you want to make this sort of customization. Right now, the way I'm doing it is it's only for that one client. It's not for all of them across the board. There is the way to create a default template for your snapshot reports. If you really like these customizations, then you can create them in one place, and then when you create it, that's the default it's going to go to. So then when I go to view the report, now you can see it looks a lot different from kind of a standard one, starting with SEO. Then it's going into listings and reviews and website and social, the way that I set that up. And if I look at reviews, there's only 3 of the 4 because I turned one of those sections off. And if I were to listen to this video, which I'm not going to do right now, but I'd recommend if you've never done that before, to take a look at those videos because they're fantastic. But it would be in a British voiceover as well. Now, once you've customized it, you can email it from here. You can print it from here as well as a few different things. You can add them to a campaign right from Sales and Success Center too. But we actually go through more in-depth parts of how to sell using the snapshot report again later on today in that workshop. What I wanted to focus on really was about customizing that snapshot report. But you have that ability here. You can send it. Add in their name, the contact here, and you can send that right to them. Or if I go back over into the account, it's one of the distinctions I want to show you is, let me use a different account. I could add a contact as well, which is something that you want to do. But I added myself as a contact to this account earlier today. And you can see there's 2 here. Benjamin, that Ben uses typically, and then myself. Now, both of these contacts on this account, Broadway Roastery, are considered users as well. So there is a difference there. I can create a contact. And you see right at the top here, it says make contact a business app user and send a welcome email. So that's the difference between a contact and a user, is that a user has the ability to, whether you grant that to them or not, the ability to log into business app, where a contact doesn't have that ability to do it. So those are the differences in our system when you see those two things. So you could create just a contact here and then send them the snapshot report or send them a marketing automation campaign, that sort of thing as well. So if I find Craig, you can see here I've got this information where I can set them as the primary contact, or I can send those things out. Or I could start a campaign on here and send that through there as well. Now, once I've used the snapshot report and customized it, then I can create an opportunity, and I want to get into the opportunity and show the pipeline as well. Before I do that, though, I want to pause. Are there any questions on creating an account, creating a snapshot report, or customizing a snapshot report. Thumbs up. Love it. Let's go. So next up, let's create an opportunity. We looked at that snapshot report, and you know, that snapshot report maybe wasn't great. There's a lot of F's in it. Let's think about that when we create an opportunity. And I'm going to switch over to this demo account as well. Broadway Roastery now, although we created it in the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Actions, and I can create an opportunity from here. Actions, there's a whole bunch of things that you can do. So keep this button in mind. But I can create an opportunity. Or I can go down here to Opportunities, and I can create an opportunity. And I can even select, you know, these different pipelines that are there. So if I create an opportunity, it's going to have this little pop-up here. So when we think about an opportunity, it's I've talked to a business, Broadway Roastery, a coffee shop in this case, and I've looked and I've seen that they are lacking in some aspects of their online presence. So they need help with their listings, their reviews, their social media, and their website. So I know that the opportunity that exists on this account, at least initially, because these things can change and they will change. It's an opportunity where I could add a package directly. These are recommended packages, which is fantastic. I know that Launchpad would solve that problem. But I also want to show here individual products. So then I could go through and say, okay, they're going to need reputation management. They're going to need social marketing. They're going to need listings. I know they're Canadian. And they're going to need website. And I'm just using software examples here right now. So I can select those, and it's going to automatically have what I have defaulted to my retail pricing for those products. $40 a month. I've got Express on here by accident. Let's change this to 10. And it's one time. I know it's monthly. I'm going to change that up. $50 monthly, and then $408 yearly as well. So now what I want to do is click Next, and I can. I'm going to have this go to the revenue pipeline, and then I'll show you this in a second what these mean. But right now, I'm pretty early in the stage. I'm still qualifying them as a prospect. But I do think that by the end of October, sorry, let's use September. By the end of September, this is going to close. And I like to set these up. I've always got a 12-month, I like to set up my clients with a 12-month contract. So I'm going to create that opportunity. Now I can see my potential 12-month revenue on that account is $1,600. I know what stage it's in. I know what products are there. I've got a breakdown over that whole year, what that's going to look like. Estimated total over those 12 months is $1,784. There's a lot of other things I could do in this opportunity too. If you've ever used Medic, we've got that built in here so that you could add notes on their metrics, economic buyer, decision criteria, champion, some of those things there. You can also add notes, which I showed before on an account, but you can add notes to an opportunity. So you could have a note on an account. You could also have a note on an opportunity to help you log the progress on it and where it's moving. But then what you're going to want to start to look at is a higher level view of all of your opportunities. So that's where you can leave the account view here, and you can go over to your pipeline. And so I've got this filtered right now to myself, and then I can add different, either save filters or different filters here to see these. And you can see here, if it's not filtered, you see all of these different opportunities in here, all the way through the different areas. So from a lead to a contact, qualified to proposal, then we've got those opportunities, and you can move these around as well. So if I know that this is moved to be, I want to move this to the proposal stage, I can move it around. If I want to edit one of the opportunities and change it around where it is, then you can do that from here as well. If you are managing and you want to look at different salespeople, then you can filter these out from there too. We've also got a few different views. You can view something from a table view. There's Broadway Roastery, or you can view it from a board view as well. So there's a few different views that you have to see where it's at and what the status is for those opportunities, whether it's for just your accounts or you're doing it for multiple people as well. You can see my total potential revenue up here is pulling in from my opportunity at 1608, because I'm switching back and forth quite a bit here. But the board view will also aggregate that if I add in, you know, I want to see what my I want to see what my revenue might be from September 19th to September 30th. There's not that many, but there's a few. My total potential revenue there is $10,000, and I can see those different opportunities created. Are there any questions on creating an opportunity or the pipeline view as well? Okay, so next up, what I want to do is I want to go back to one of my demo accounts here. Let's use Broadway Roastery because I'm in it. I want to do some scrubbing here as well. And what we're going to do now is go through the create a proposal workflow as well. So this is the workflow that I'm a little rougher in, so Ben's going to add comments in if we need to do it as well. It's one of the newer functionalities that we have, that ability to create a proposal. So if we're thinking about this from a total journey of what I'm doing with Broadway Roastery or one of the other restaurants that we had too, then let's think about, okay, you had the conversation with a snapshot report. There was a package that you created an opportunity on. Now we want to create a proposal to show that solution to them, and we want to use Proposal Builder to do that. So I'm going to go and create a proposal under the actions. I'm going to create a blank proposal for Broadway Roastery, and I'm going to select the person I want to send this to, which in this case is myself. So now I've got a lot of different options here for it. I've got the ability to just sort of start creating from this blank, or I've got the ability to use the widgets here or pull from some of the other areas that we have. And so, for example, I could use an image and pop that right at the top. Or I could add my logo right here, and I can shift that around depending on the section I've got. I can add in a pricing table. So I want to add a pricing table, and I want to have those same products that I had before. I want to use Reputation Management Pro, and I want to use Customer Voice. I want to use Pro version, social marketing. Again, if you've got a package ready to go, then you can just use that package, and I'm grabbing individual products in this case. And I've got website. So I can add in that product table. I can add more products to it based on what the retail is that I want to charge there. I've got those totaling up as well, and I've got monthly at $250. And you can see there's some different, you know, if I want to show the description or not, if I want to show the prices of individual items, so I could turn that off and just have the total pricing at the bottom here. And then I can either show what the individual items are, or I could turn that off as well. So there's some customization that you can do with regards to this pricing table as well. And I've also got, you could add marketing content, so it's already got those products, so you can add that piece in, which is a lot of the descriptions that are going on there. And then we talked about the snapshot, which I had on a different account. So, but you can add what you had for the snapshot report too, and add that in here. So if you had already walked through it and now you want to showcase that snapshot report, then you can have it in here and add those pieces in. And then now I could I want to move my pricing table down to be after the snapshot report, which added quite a bit in here at the top. And I want to show this at the bottom. Then I can move that to the last step that I have there. So there's lots of customization that you can use for a proposal, and really kind of make those your own. And then you can also, you could send it for internal review, or I could go and send this for customer approval as well. So what this does now is this will now create an order. So you can update this order draft. There's a proposal tied to it. And so if the client accepts that, I'm trying to see if this is going to come through to me right now, then I'm going to send it here. Then there are still steps in the Partner Center that you need to have it fully accepted. So I've got kind of a default here, and I can go in and view this proposal, my hastily put together proposal that I had created with some of the snapshot in it, and then my pricing at the bottom is here. So you can see, because I've sent it through, now I could go and approve that proposal. If I look at the bottom, yeah, we talked about this. This looks great. Now I can go and approve this. That gives me a summary, and I can agree to purchase. I can go through all these steps. And then what that's going to do is that's going to send this order back through to your Partner Center. And so there is the step that you need to take. You need to both activate the products, which you can do right from the order, and then you also need to send an invoice to charge them for the same products that you have there. So it is very easy, but you do need to take those steps. They're not automatically done for you by sending out that proposal. So that's what it looks like from an email perspective, but you've got some, again, a little bit of customization that you can do there too with it. So that's how to create the order. And then that's how to, customize a proposal. You can see here that you can create templates as well. So if you want to take a little bit more time in creating a proposal, rather than do it the way that I did, then you can do that and create a template. So if you have a few packages, you like to design them in a certain way, then you can create those templates and then use those ongoing. You can see some of the ones that we have a little bit more pricing and description and text in it and images and those sorts of things as well. Are there any specific questions around Proposal Builder that I can do my best to answer for you? So now if we take this full circle and we go back to an opportunity, so we've created this, let's say they accepted the proposal that was sent out and everything here, then we can go back into this opportunity. Before that, maybe we sent it through and it was in the contracting stage, but then once it comes through, then we can close that opportunity as well. So now we can go ahead and say that is closed won. Client accepted the proposal, and we can close that opportunity. And then, you know, this is another way that you can submit it through. But as we go back into the pipeline, now we can actually filter by that too. So, you know, under table, for example, I could add under status. I could look, instead of just the open, I want to look at what's closed won, and I can see all of the revenue that I've closed won for a specific period of time or for all time as well. So you can do that both for closed won and closed lost. So you can see your opportunities that have come all the way through, or the ones that have been successful, or the ones that haven't been successful as well. So that it takes it a little bit full circle. Okay, so that's the content that I wanted to take everyone through here today. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things. As I'm doing that, if anyone has any questions or something that they'd like to see further, please put that in the chat or the Q&A, and we'd be happy to show you. And then there are some other steps here that you can take to continue learning about Sales and Success Center. So the first thing that I want to show you here is, you know, where can you access more from us? So we just went through this CRM walkthrough through Sales and Success Center. Like I mentioned before, at 4 p.m. Eastern, we've got another workshop called Breaking the Ice, which is all about the snapshot report, how to sell using the snapshot report, and the customer journey. And then as you go through the week, we've got quite a few other pieces of content. We've got our go-to-market session tomorrow morning, how to market your agency, a business app walkthrough, Partner Center walkthrough, and finding your niche, as well as some other things like Water Cooler Wednesday and office hours too. So I'd encourage going to Vendesto.com/webinar and seeing if there's other content that you'd like to take part in. And then if you haven't been through to the community too, I recommend going through. There's lots of forums. The Academy is going to have a number of resources here, including individual products, but also things like Accelerate with Sales and Success Center. So if you're looking to learn a little bit more, you can actually take the course and then go through this content again. I'd also recommend that you take a look at some groups. We do have a group for the workshop program. So if you have more questions or you'd like to join a community that are also attending these workshops, then please join us in the Vendesto Workshop Program group, which you can get to from the Conquer Local here as well. We've got videos and just some different content that goes through here, and we'd love for you to join and access that too.